Sorry you've had to wait around so long this evening.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I nearly didn't come this time. So,
But you weren't feeling quite so sure that you wanted to come.
well, I wasn't feeling so well, really, and I'd had a cough, and Gerald had a cough, and, oh, you know, it was just...
James, perhaps some of these new feelings that are getting stirred up by coming here are perhaps what are making you feel not well.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, as I say, Gerald had it too. He's not been well, and of course, I've been up in the night because he's been coughing, and that makes me tired, you know, with working in the day at the laundry. And well, you know, Alfred doesn't help. His dad's always telling him, you know, doesn't matter, go out without your coat, without your scarf, your gloves, you'll be all right, you know, toughen you up. But I mean, well, it doesn't toughen you up. I mean, if you've got a weak chest, does it?
Yes, it seems to be Gerald who's in your mind today rather than your husband.
Well, yes, I suppose it's because he's not been well and so on. And of course, Alfred's not been, as usual, he's not been much to say for himself, really. He's not said anything about what's been happening at the clinic, you know, with his talks and so on. He's not said anything, and...
How have things been going since we met last time?
Well, I've been coming here, what, 10 weeks now?
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I mean, it don't seem no improvement to me. It don't seem to do anything. I mean, I've got my work to consider, you know. I mean, I can't keep coming here every Monday morning for the next 10 years, can I? It's all right for Ethel if she likes that. She enjoys having someone to complain to. I mean, well, if she wants that, she can get on with it, but it's no good for me.
You'll see, on the one hand, you feel angry about it, and you feel angry about it at home, that it seems to go on like it just the same at home. You said, well, it goes on here for weeks and nothing seems to change. Well, it seems a bit like that at home, that you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's just no improvement at home. It's always arguments. If you, I mean, she looks for arguments. She gets at me in like little snidey little ways, you know. I mean, like the other day, she says to the boy, young Gerald, she says, "Oh, now Gerald, don't eat like that with your spoon. Only common people do that." Because she knew I was doing it as well. She was getting at me. But she wouldn't say it to me. Wouldn't say it to me. Say it to the boy, and humiliate me in front of my own children. In front of other people as well. She said, there's a friend of mine, I said, well, all right, I'm off to work. And she said, oh, have you changed your undershirt? It was filthy. In front of people. Well, how do you think I feel? Would you like your old woman to say that to you in front of other people?
I think you said last week that he was a bit touchy and bad-tempered.
Oh, yes.
Has he been the same this week, or is he...
pretty well. I mean, he hasn't given any sort of suggestion that he's feeling any better about it, but I mean, he's still coming, isn't he? It's all his thing, is you're not being able to talk to Alfred, you know. I mean, I can say things to you, and I tell you and everything. All these things I've told you about him, how rough he is now, how selfish he is and untidy and well, dirty, you know, and all that sort of thing. And but I can't go home and tell him that I've been telling you all this. I did. Well, I suppose it was rather childish of me, really. I did think something might have come of it somehow. I don't know how, really. I'm just desperate, I suppose.
There has been a change in you since you've been coming here. It seems that it has got easier for you to bring bits of feeling that you couldn't bring to people before, because I think you told me that you couldn't talk to your mother or to your sister about things that were going wrong.
No. No, I never did. No, you're the first person, really, that I've ever talked to like this.
Perhaps you're getting a bit frightened, too, that these dependent feelings that you were beginning to allow with me might get into your relationship with your husband. And this is what you do seem to be awfully frightened of.
You know, I mean, I felt in the beginning, when we was first married, that Alfred had done everything you could really expect of him, you know, having married me and the baby being on the way and all that sort of thing. I mean, he didn't, and I didn't force him to do it, but he did it, and I felt, well, really, he'd done his bit in a way. You know, it's not a very sort of good position to be in, really, if, you know, and so I mean, I don't want to, I never wanted to sort of make him feel, or to regret, I suppose, well, that he, you know, that he, well...
So you had somehow to keep yourself quite separate from him and lead this rather separate life where he goes out to his work and you go out to yours, and in the evenings it seems you don't ever go out together.
No.
And he goes off to the pub and leaves you. And yet it does seem as though it's something in you which won't allow you to have his company.
The only thing you feel you can do is, well, is to get out of it a bit and go out with the boys for a drink or take the dog for a walk. That's what you were telling me last time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't want to have arguments in front of the children at home and all that, you know, so I just let her get on with it.
You know, this reminds me a bit of what you said about home, because when you're at home, it seemed to you that there was nothing but angry feelings around at home. You remember that, don't you?
Well, when you were
When you were a child,
Yeah.
when you were a child, yes. Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Something
I don't
like your father coming...
Yeah, but I mean, look,
coming
my
in
father,
from-
you see, you keep on saying about my father. I mean, you brought out, look, I mean, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I'm not like my father. I'm not like that. I try specially not to be like that. I mean, I suppose that's what she's been saying. I suppose that's what she's been saying to this other woman, like every little bit of conversation I've ever said about my old man, she's blown it up and made it that I'm like that. I mean, I try specially not to be like that. Well, you know, my father's got nothing to do with it. And I mean, I know it's not your fault. I don't mean, I don't mean to get excited. I mean, I know you're doing your best, and that. But I mean, how do you think I get so frustrated? You know what I mean?
It's just like that here, you see, isn't it? That you get so frustrated at home that it's somehow as if you feel your wife's looking at you as if you are a bit like your father, that you don't do the right sort of things and you go out and drink and don't look after her. And it's just like that here, you see, because there, when she makes you feel like that, you go out, and so that you're not like your father.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, I'm not like that. She'd soon know all about it if I was, I'll tell you that.
Yes, it's as though you do all the things that you feel are required of a wife, of a woman.
Yes.
To look after the house and do the meals and keep things clean. And it's as though he also tries to do all the things that a man's expected to do.
Oh, yes, he does. I'll
in
say that for him.
He provides for you. He brings home his pay packet.
Yeah.
And yet it seems that neither of you can really allow your sexuality into it. This seems to be the part that you're frightened of.
Well, I suppose the fact is it was just that got us there in the first place. I mean, I mean, I don't know how Alfred feels about it, but if it hadn't been for that, when the whole thing wouldn't have happened, or you know. So I suppose it hasn't got very happy.
Yes, you still seem to have these feelings that your sexuality is very bad somehow.
Well, I think it's got a lot to do with Len, you know. Well, I told you, didn't I, about...
That was the friend you had before you were married,
right.
yes.
Lenny, everyone called. Yeah, got a job up north, and we said he'd write. He didn't write, Waited, and nothing, he didn't come, and then one day a letter did come from him, and he just said that he wasn't much in it. He just really, what it amounted to was he was ever so sorry, but he didn't want to see me again, you know, sort of thing.
So you must have felt very frightened of what he'd found inside you that had...
Well, I didn't know
somehow
what it
frightened
was.
you
I mean,
off.
I didn't really know at all because, well, I mean, I hadn't known him for a long time, certainly, but, I mean, he seemed as though he felt the same way about me. Well, he said he did as I felt about him, and then he just went off like that. I mean, from that day to this, I've never had a single sort of clue to what could have gone wrong. I don't know. I really don't know.
Did you make love together often, or was it just one occasion, or how long had you known him when he left?
It was a few months I'd known him, I suppose, and we made love several times. I suppose it was difficult to say exactly how. Several times, I should think. And he said he loved me. I mean, I believed him because I loved him. I suppose if you love somebody, it's easy to believe they love you, because I can't tell you what a shock it was when I got this letter from him. Nothing else. I never saw him again.
Yes, you must have really wondered what it was that had driven him off. It must have been a very frightening feeling for you.
Still don't know what it was. Still don't know. I mean, anyway, I told Alfred all about it. He knew. He was very sympathetic. He told me he'd had something sort of, some sort of letdown. I mean, it wasn't exactly the same, of course, but...
So it seems you're both still a bit afraid of letting each other down, if you do allow your feeling for each other.
Because you've had a bit of difficulty in getting close to people, haven't you? And close to women, anyway, in your life. You know, you've had a good life with your pals in the Navy and with your pals at work, but it's always been a bit difficult getting close to the women in your life. Don't you think it's been like that?
I never had a lot to do with women, really. No.
Except your mother, you were close to her in a way,
Oh,
weren't you? Yes.
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 Close, but it wasn't like that. I mean, she never discouraged me from being out with the other kids and that, you know.
But when you did go out with the other kids, sometimes I remember that time you told me that you did a dare with the other chaps and you pinched something from a cycle shop, wasn't it?
Well, that was like, I mean, that's a crowd of wrong-uns, isn't it? You get all kinds of kids in a school. I mean, I don't want him to get around with that sort of crowd.
No.
Certainly not. I don't mean that. But I mean, just...
Because that made a big change with you in your relation with your mother, didn't it? Because, for one thing, it meant that you were sent away to the approved school, and because she didn't promise in the court to look after you at home, and therefore you becoming a robust chap and going out with the other boys led to you being sent away from her.
Yeah.
It was a pretty painful experience, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Sort
really.
of way,
I didn't see so much. I used to see her at holidays and that, you know. She always come regular to come and see me, you know. I mean, she, it wasn't her, but she thought it was for my own good, you know what I mean? She thought she was doing it for the best.
But it really puts, if you look at it this way, it's an awkward sort of experience that you have inside you, isn't it, from this happening when you were a child? Because if you tried to be like the other chaps and did this kind of dare and tried to be a man like them, then it led to you getting sent away from mother so that you couldn't be close with her, that you wanted to be.
Yeah. Well, I was very fond of my mother. I mean, she
Yes.
was very good to me. She was very good.
Yes, it may be that you felt that you wanted to be with her so much, and yet on this particular occasion she sort of let you down. She didn't promise to keep you at home.
Well, in a way, but I mean, she didn't actually let me down. She thought she was doing it for the best. You know what I mean? I was a bit choked actually, because you know, they said, like these what they call them, juvenile magistrates or whatever it is. I forget what they call it. They said to her, you know, would you prepare to look after him and sort of keep him, make sure he goes to school, make sure he keeps away from these other boys and that, you know. And well, I thought perhaps if she'd sort of said that she would, perhaps I wouldn't have gone away, like, you know. But I think really, like, she wanted to, like, keep me away from the old man. You know what I mean?
He's very afraid of being let down. I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that, because his mum, he always felt, let him down. So as I say, I mean, she might have done, she might not. I don't really know the details, but he is and then this woman, girl or whatever she was, there was before me. Well, she evidently let him down too. So maybe I think it is true. Yeah. I mean, it's so difficult. He's such a funny-tempered man, and quite honestly, we get on such bad terms, you know, these days, that I'm glad to see the door closed behind him, quite honestly. But then again, after I've been alone a little while, I think to myself, well, this is you know, night after night. I mean, I'm just left.
You feel if you got really angry with your wife, if you stayed in the room with her, that you would become a bit like your father. You perhaps become like him and want to knock your wife about. And then there will be, just like the situation it was at home when you were a child, there'll be just no love there at all.
Well, I have felt like it a few times, I can tell you. I have felt like giving her one. But I mean, I never have. I never have. I might have got a bit excited and shouted her just a couple of times, but I mean, I've never raised my hands to her. I've never once hit her. She ought to know what it's like to have a real bad husband. Why can't she just appreciate what she's got?
It's a funny thing, but after I come to talk to you, the first time I told you all about him, you know, and I told him about all the things I couldn't stand and all the how terrible it's been and how I'm really desperate about it and so on, and I told you a lot of things about him that I never told anyone else before, ever, about Alfred. And yeah, when I got back and I saw his slippers on the floor, you know, beside the door, and his old jacket hanging up. You know, it sounds silly, but I really, you know, I felt I wouldn't have said it, you know. For a minute I felt I'd let him down or something. I suppose that's because I never had said anything to anybody before, but... And yet when he comes in and when he puts his slippers on and he puts his old jacket on, I don't have any feelings like that. It's just when... There's definitely something wrong or something missing. I don't know whether it's me or whether it's Alfred or what it is, but there's something wrong, and I've thought about it, and I can't really say... Trouble is, you see, I can't talk to him. I just can't talk to him. I mean, I can talk to the girls down at the laundries, and I can talk to him. We talk with each other, you know. I mean, we're all matey together. Nobody, I mean, say anything to him, nobody takes offence. But, I mean, I sit round the fire with Alfred in an evening, and he's doing some little thing that's driving me mad, and, I mean, he doesn't talk much, and he's reading the paper, and, you know, starts to sniff or something like that, you know. It does get on my nerves. I know it sounds funny and it seems silly, why don't you just say, oh, do shut up, sniff it or something. But if I was to say that, I mean, it'd be a great big row.
Jim. I mean, like, she should be a good mother. To hear her sometimes, you think she was married to like a criminal, like a drunken criminal. I mean, I'm not like that to her. I never say she's a bad mother, or I never say she's a bad woman or anything. I don't get onto her. What's she got to get onto me for?
To say you're a bit frightened of enjoying your femininity. You feel you have to keep it separate from the men. You work at a job where it's all women, don't you? And your husband works with men and drinks with men. And it seems even when you get home and go to bed, you can't somehow get together. Yes, we were talking, weren't we, about how you must have felt it when you were a child, that your mother and your elder sister were having all the fun and the femininity. When they talked about things in the kitchen in whispers that you didn't know about and nobody told you about. And sexuality must have seemed something rather exciting and also somehow rather something you couldn't talk about.
Well, it was, you see, I mean, they made such a mystery of all this thing of what went wrong with Hilda and her husband. I mean, Mum and Hilda used to... Well, they sort of enjoyed it, you know. I mean, I was only a kid. I was only about eight, but I mean, I definitely got the impression they was enjoying it, you know. That although Hilda was very upset. I mean, you could tell that. You only had to speak to her, and she burst into tears. So obviously she wasn't happy or anything. But there was this sort of mystery about it all, and it was all exciting and oh, I don't know. I can make head and a tail of it.
And it seems you still can't, because it still seems something really rather exciting that you can't allow yourself to feel. You have to say it's Alfred who has, your husband who has all these feelings. These rather coarse remarks that he makes and all his beer drinking and his dirtiness.
Well, I mean, mind you, as I've told you before, I'm quite sure that half of all that he just lays on just to annoy me, you know. It's because he thinks it'll aggravate me, and it does. It makes me boil sometimes. I mean, he...
Well, you know, these angry feelings that seem to be the main problem between you, the thing that keeps you from getting close to each other, because each time you try to get close to each other and talk about things, then they come in and they get so strong inside you that you have to go out. I think these angry feelings were a bit like you felt today when you first came in, and yet, you see, we've been able to talk about a lot of things since that. These angry feelings didn't spoil what we could do together and try to understand things.
No. Well, that's true, yeah, but...
Might be a bit like that with your wife. That you're afraid of them, and she's bothered by them.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be, I suppose, in a way, but... Well... You ought to see her sometimes. And she's not an easy person to live with, I'll tell you that. She's not an easy person to get on with. She's like watching you, or like... Just watching you like a cat all the time, just for faults.
I mean, as I say, I've sat there beside him. It's been on the tip of my tongue to say something to him. To say just something quite ordinary. So I'll say something I'd say down in the laundry to the girls, and nobody would think twice about it. But for some reason I can't say it. That's what's so funny, you see. I can get on a better footing with the butcher than I can with my husband, you know, or with the milkman, or with anybody who, you know, it's just casual people passing during the day. You can talk more easy with, you know, than I can with Alfred. Now, isn't that a strange thing? I mean, you wouldn't believe it, would you?
Well, I suppose your feelings are not so involved with the butcher and the milkman.
Well, no, of course they're not.
So it does seem to be these difficult feelings that get in the way of your being able to talk, doesn't it?
Yes, I suppose it is that. That is probably what it is. It's sort of piled up over the years. And all the sort of little habits we got into. You know, nothing...
And you don't feel you can break them?
Not really. You might just as well not be married, really. I mean...
And yet you don't feel that you can be the one who introduces it, who can be seductive towards your husband and start something going again?
You can't, I mean, just like that, can you? I mean, I really haven't got a clue how he feels about me. I mean, I really don't know. I haven't got a clue how he feels about me. I mean, there I am, living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed, and I don't know. I mean, for all I know, he might loathe me for all I know.
As if you've been together so very long, you've been married now, what is it, 17, 18 years?
18 years.
Yeah. And there must be something in those 18 years that keep you together and that you feel there is about each of you, that your wife feels about you and you feel about her. And yet it's very difficult for you to show each other what you really feel about each other and what you want from each other.
Well, I'd just like her to, as I say, just accept like what we are, just ordinary people, and what I am, just an ordinary working man, like, and just like a drink now and again, and that's it, you know.
Yes. Yeah. So really what you're wanting is something that's rather quiet and peaceful, so that you don't have any quarrels with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, so little left of our marriage, really. So little left of it that... Well, you'd think the thing to do would be to just pack it up, but it isn't only the children that keep us together. You can't break something up that's been going for all that time, you know. I mean, it's a sort of established. So there must be something, I suppose. I mean, if otherwise I would feel, well, you know, why bother? Just let's pack it in and. I mean, we could soon. I mean, when Gerald's a bit older, won't be long now. He'll be on his own, and. But what a.
But you don't really want to pack it up, because
No.
I think you said when you first came that you didn't want that at all.
No, I don't. I really don't. Anyway, I think if you... I mean, I do take it seriously. I think if you get married, you should stay married. And, apart from that... Oh, I mean, he's had the best of me, hasn't he? So I should just... I'm getting old, so I'll take myself off and live on my own and be lonely. And I mean, I suppose you stand this chance of being lonely with somebody else in the house, even if they don't talk to you or anything.
I suppose, probably, yes, she does in a way. She wants to improve things, but I reckon a lot of it is the fact that she enjoys having someone to complain to. You know, that's the way I look at it. It's not only a matter of like coming in to try and improve things. She looks forward to coming to have someone she can, you know, oh, he does this and he does that, and oh, he's been terrible this week and he's done this and I've done my best and you know, she enjoys it. I mean, I come here to try and help things. I mean, I didn't start complaining. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen. We could get on. I mean, we used to. There's no reason why we shouldn't, really.
It isn't something I really want. Anyway, good after that. It's just, I mean, when when you look at the situation, talk about it with you as I've done, you think to yourself, well, I suppose she thinks, why, what keeps them going, really, or what makes them want to keep going. That's the only reason I really consider it from that point of view, because I really don't want to, I don't fancy being on my own.
But I think that all these difficulties can have a good side to them, a useful side to them, because they have brought you here, haven't they, to try to get a little bit closer to your husband.
Well, I suppose if you don't have any difficulties, you don't need to come, do you? But I can't imagine anyone not having any difficulties. I mean, it's not... I suppose some people can solve them for themselves, but doesn't seem we can, I don't know.
So perhaps we can go on talking about it next week, because I think it's time we stop.
Oh, yes, it's getting on, isn't it?
I'm seeing you on Friday, I think,
Thank you.
isn't it?
Thank you very much.
I've just been thinking about my interview with Mr. Baker, Susan, and I'd like to discuss it with you.
What happened today?
Well, I'm pretty puzzled about it, and I don't quite know how it's going to work out. You know, there's been a change in him in some way. He was able to bring much more of his angry feelings very directly in the interview with me. It was just like at home somehow that he got so angry he had to stand up and walk about the room. And I felt it was just like at home when his wife makes him feel that he's not loved, or that she's rejecting him.
And that he has to take his anger out to the pub.
Yeah. Well, it was like that too with me, you see, because I got a feeling in the interview that when he got angry like this, that he wanted to sort of get up and go out of the room, as if he wanted to run away from it.
Yes. There must be a great sort of despair in him under all this, that he just can't be loved and wanted by her.
Well, he was. You could see the despair really underneath it. It's a sort of despair, as if he felt that he was so angry there wasn't any room for love left anywhere about. Reminded me of what he must have experienced at home somehow, you know.
When his mother sent him off to the approved school.
Yes, it was just like that.
Yes.
And I didn't feel I could get at this despairing feeling somehow, unless Mrs. Baker could change in some way. Unless she could, I don't know what you feel, but make him feel that you wanted him a bit.
Yes, I think she's awfully frightened too of showing her own need for him, allowing her loving feelings. But I think that she is beginning to show them to me. She's beginning to show that she can have a dependent bit. I think this may help her to be able to show them to him.
Well, because this is something he can't show yet. You get a feeling he wants to, and as if both of them somehow want to. They need each other. They want to be dependent upon each other, but they're so afraid of it. Maybe because of the past. You think?
Yes, because she spoke quite a bit today about the rejection that she had from Lenny, her boyfriend that she had before she was married.
Yes.
And I think this does make her feel that she's just not lovable, not love-worthy.
I think it must be the same with him, as if they're both frightened about getting close to each other because it inevitably leads to some kind of rejection. He was talking again this week about feeling let down by his mother, and last week it was a bit about let down by his first girlfriend.
Yes. But she was rather different today too. She was able to show some feeling of tenderness for him. She talked a bit about his slippers and so on, and his coat hanging up, how she would feel quite tender towards him. And this is something new, but of course she still can't quite accept him when he's actually there inside the slippers and the coat, then
No,
the
no.
negative feelings come back.
Yeah. So they must both feel this, that it's just too painful and too frightening to get close to each
Yes.
other, because they'd be let down in some kind of way.
Yes, and this seems to be why they can't talk to each other and can't
Yes.
communicate at all, because if they do, they would have to let in these loving and angry feelings.
So really, though, they seem to be bringing things more directly to us. They're talking
They
his
can talk
angry
more
feelings
freely.
more with me, and her tender feelings a little bit nearer with you, wasn't it?
Yes, I think
This
she's
time,
able to
yes.
bring a great deal more feeling to me.
Yes. Well, if of course they can bring these two lots of feelings into the discussion with us, and then perhaps again into their marriage eventually, then we'll make some change. But at the moment, I think that he's dependent really for any change on her being able to show that she wants him a bit, or that
Yes.
she's not too anxious about his angry feelings, or something like that.
Yes.
Do you think that it's possible she may change at all?
I think that she will, as she begins to come to terms with all her own rather frightening feelings that she can't yet face and which she rejects in him.
Well, I think that's hopeful, because this is the sort of case really where you feel that